Good morning and welcome back to another episode of Business Beyond the Beach in partnership with our friends here at Miami Community Newspapers. My name is Brittnie Bassant, President and CEO of the Miami Beach Chamber of Commerce, and today I am so thrilled to welcome our guest, Mr. Randy Morales. Randy is the GM over at Sodexo Live, which is over at our Miami Beach Convention Center. Randy, hi, welcome. It's so great to have you on the show.
Hi, Brittnie. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you. I'm so excited to get into it. So Randy has this amazing journey in hospitality because you've been with Baptist Health, you've been with the Hillstone Group, you've been with Mr. Hospitality, and now you are the GM for Sodexo Live, which, like I said, is at our Miami Beach Convention Center. So walk me through sort of like your career path and career history, and then talk to me about what it's like to lead the food and beverage operations for Sodexo Live.
Absolutely. Well, as you can imagine, career change a couple of times. So starting at Baptist, I mean, that was really my gateway into hospitality.
Because Baptist is like the standard for hospitality, especially with like the pineapple, which is the universal symbol for hospitality. I don't know if a lot of people know that.
Yes, it is.
So Baptist is like big on hospitality, even though they're a healthcare network.
Correct. I actually thought I wanted to go into anesthesiology at the time.
Really?
So I was pre-med, and then I was like, oh, I really want to work at this hospital, of course, the best of the best. And then thankfully, was the 3 years that I worked there, I realized that actually I liked the other side, not so much the patient care side, but the hospitality side. And if you've been to Baptist before, you know it's run like
a hotel.
Exactly.
That's the same thing, but it's true. They are, they have such an emphasis and focus on hospitality while, of course, delivering amazing care. And Baptist is one of our members, so we can say that.
Yeah.
Shout out. But anyways, continue.
Yeah, absolutely. So, then one day I happened to walk into the Houston's on Coral Gables. It was Houston's at the time, in Coral Gables on Miracle Mile, and I was like, I want to work here. And so
just like that.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of like Baptist. 15 years later, I ended up being a GM for them. Went from server all the way to GM. Got to work in some fantastic different markets: San Francisco, LA, DC, Dallas, and of course the beautiful location in Coral Gables. But after COVID, it really seemed like it was a nice time to pivot and get out of the restaurant lifestyle. But I still wanted to be connected to hospitality, of course. And I've always had an appreciation for HR. And so I got an opportunity with Mr. Hospitality, local restaurant group. They have in South Beach, Queen Miami Beach, which is a fantastic, beautiful venue. So I had an opportunity to be an HR manager there. Realize I do appreciate it, but still missing that guest-facing side, right? At the end of the day, I've always loved working with people. So then this wonderful opportunity at actually the Rum Room to create their cocktail menu kind of fell on my lap. Yes, I am an avid cocktail enthusiast.
Okay, so I have to control myself because I have also really gotten into mixology. So I just want to pivot completely and just forget all the other questions about Sodexo Live and let's just talk about what your favorite cocktail is.
Let's do it.
But we'll do that later offline. We're going to keep it focused on Sodexo Live right now, but continue.
Yes, no, but a wonderful opportunity to get to work with the team there. And that kind of led to the wonderful opportunity to become the general manager of food and beverage there with Sodexo Live and representing the beautiful Miami Beach Convention Center.
So talk to me a little bit, for those that don't know, we're saying Sodexo Live, and for those that don't know what that is or what that means or what they do, just explain that briefly.
Yeah, absolutely. So Sodexo Live is an arm of the greater Sodexo brand, which is a global company, actually family owned by two sisters. So we're actually a French company. And so Sodexo Live is the arm that does what I like to call the fun stuff. So arenas, stadiums, convention centers, cultural centers as well. We operate in North America over 35 convention centers. These include Orange County Convention Center, Las Vegas Convention Center, New Orleans Convention Center, San Diego, and in Miami Beach, we are the exclusive providers of food and beverage. So that means whether it's at the Rum Room, whether it's the concessions, whether it's our catering team, you are tasting our food every time you come to the convention center.
That is absolutely amazing. Okay, so you have worked in a number of different organizations and sort of different areas and sectors. There's always been a hospitality undertone with all of them. And you have done a number of different roles with these organizations. You like you said, you started when you walked into the Houston, I want to work here. And you started from the bottom and you worked your way up. And you've done that a lot in your career, like even with the Rum Room. You started with a cocktail menu and then worked your way up. So they're very different environments. They're very different audiences. But talk to me about how all of that sort of shaped your experiences as a leader and what your leadership style is because of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I feel like the effect is kind of twofold in that I did have kind of all these different experiences, but in real time was also seeing the culture shift in management just in general. 25 years ago, things were a little bit more rigid, right? There was more black and white. You do it like this, you don't do it like that. And as time has passed, it's more about managing the gray. It's more complex. It's not an absolute, and kind of losing the rigidity and managing that grayscale instead of the dichotomy of the black and white, I think is something that all of these experiences really contributed to and help just create a better culture in all of my teams currently.
I love that. I love when I ask leadership questions and the first thing that the person talks about is culture. And the first thing that they talk about is that flexibility of not everything is going to be, like you said, that black and white. And there's a lot of gray area, and you have to be able to adapt, and you have to be able to be flexible, and you have to be able to really mold to what the team needs and the culture of the organization needs. So thank you for that. That's absolutely amazing.
Yep.
All right. So going back to Sodexo Live, like you said, you are the exclusive food and beverage provider for the Miami Beach Convention Center. The Miami Beach Convention Center. Wow. Talk about a venue and hosts everything from, of course, conventions to galas to concerts to Art Basel. I mean, like, it is incredible what this venue does annually. What is the most exciting thing for you on the food and beverage side of all of that?
Oh my goodness. So it's all very exciting because it's always different.
Right.
But I would say the overarching theme is just changing people's perspective of what convention center food is, right? So as many know, kind of banquet food gets a little bit of a bad rap.
The rubber chicken dinners.
Yeah, exactly. And
I know.
They're still out there.
I know.
But our goal is to change that perception and to show that you can have gourmet restaurant quality food, whether it's for 20 people, 200 people, or 2,000 people. It is something that we can accomplish. And with our wizard in the kitchen, Executive Chef Ishmael LaSalle, he does amazing things. And really our feedback from clients and guests speaks for itself.
How large is your team there on the kitchen side, or like you talk about your executive chef? Is it one executive chef that's creating the menus for every single thing? This poor man.
So yeah, he is the brain behind all of the menus. And what's great about Sodexo Live is that they give the chefs and the operators the freedom to customize according to the market, right? Which what works in New Orleans isn't going to necessarily work in Miami Beach, right?
Although we can bring some of that New Orleans flavor down here. Like, I'm just saying, I love that food so much. So
I need a beignet.
Bring it down. Bring it down, Randy. Make me a New Orleans menu.
We'll make it happen.
Yes.
But yeah, essentially we have him as the brain of the operation, but we do have a wonderful leadership there with our executive sous chef. We have 2 other sous chefs as well. So, but when you sit down and eat at the Rum Room, that is the creation of Ishmael, but is executed by our wonderful culinarians, which is comprised of just the culinary team, I would say about 60 to 70 employees.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got this amazing venue that's like a behemoth, right? I mean, the convention center is very large, and like you mentioned, like 20 or 2,000 or everything in between. Yep. And so talk to me about some of the challenges when you think of, like, I'm always so impressed. I will actually say, I'll give a shout out to you guys. I was recently at an event at the convention center. It was the Baptist. Now we're talking about Baptist. We're just weaving them into this podcast all day. But I was at the Baptist Grand Gala that they held at the convention center. You're talking, I think, like 1,500 people in
Amazing
a room.
Event, yeah.
And going to the food and beverage operations, the entree that was served was a filet mignon. Like, I'm like, that's a tricky one to pick for a gala dinner where you have to get 1,500 out at the right temperature, cooked well. I mean, like, you find those challenges just in a regular restaurant. And it was superb.
With scallops.
Yeah. With scallops. The presentation was gorgeous. I mean, the scallops were in a shell. Everything was beautiful. But I was really impressed by truly the temperature of the meat being just it was cooked to perfection and delivered warm or hot, like perfect. Everything about it was perfect. And my plate was one of, again, 1,500. And I assume that the quality transferred across the board. So talk to me about what it takes to maintain that and some of the challenges that you guys face on the back end.
Yeah, I think, the resounding challenge I feel like for a lot of businesses is staffing and finding the right people and keeping the right people. So in our environment, we are event driven. So sometimes one of the challenges is how do we create that core staff so that we don't have to use the agencies as much, though they are great, a great partner to work with, and we do use them. When we do, but keeping that consistency is super important. So it really starts with hiring the right people. At the end of the day, we could teach anyone how to sear a steak or how to serve a glass of wine, but we can't teach them how to be warm and professional and kind. That's something they just have to have. So it's finding those people, because then we can teach them. Yeah. And then as long as we can keep them, and as you see, year over year, we're just getting busier and busier. So we're able to keep that team because we have the work there for them.
That's incredible. I always say, so first and foremost, I'm going to caveat and say that I don't have a team of, 60, 70, 80, 100 people. We have a very small team at the chamber, but they are dynamic and amazing. And I love them to death because they make me look good on a daily basis. My team is incredible.
That part.
But I always say, when I look to hire and when I look to build a team, I'm looking for the innate traits that I cannot teach you. Like, I cannot teach you personality. I can't teach you work ethic. I can't teach you charisma. Those are things that you either have or you don't. Like, I can teach you how to, do social media, build a marketing plan, read financial statements, plan an event. I can teach you all of those things, but it's the innate qualities that you can't teach. Those are what really makes it special. And that's really what you have to look for when you're building a strong, robust team. So thank you for that, because I think a lot of people forget that. Everyone's looking at the skills and the skills and the skills, but I'm like, I want to know the person, because I can take that person and use what they already have and turn them into something absolutely amazing. So I absolutely love that. Okay, so going back to the convention center, and we've got an exciting new development happening at our Miami Beach Convention Center that we're all really, really, really excited and thrilled for, and that is our convention center hotel. Groundbreaking has happened. It's officially under construction. It's just growing every day.
You can see it.
We all see it. We all see it in our city, and we're so thrilled to have that, because obviously it's going to definitely impact and increase.
Game changer.
Yes. Increase the bookings for the convention center, increase the visibility for the convention center. So what's going to be Sodexo's role with the hotel? I mean, obviously it's going to increase the conventions, right, that are booked, because a lot of these need the hotel next door. But how is that? What other partnerships are you going to have?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what's really exciting is that it's not even so much about how many more conventions we're going to get. It's about the more quality. What we like to call the quality conventions, the ones that are going to have more economic impact for our city.
Absolutely.
The ones that are going to create more flights, more hotel nights, more restaurant bookings, retail, et cetera, et cetera. So it's going to be imperative that we work shoulder to shoulder with the Grand Hyatt, especially because clients, they want a hotel experience, as in plug it, all under one roof, as
all
if it were
inclusive.
Under. Yes, where it's one master bill, right? Yes. They don't want to have to go and
negotiate with multiple vendors. Correct. And it's like, oh, I thought I already took care of that because I booked the convention, but then there's a different thing for 100%.
Right. What are the rules here? What are the rules there? Yeah. So it's going to be incredibly important that we align and create a strong relationship with the Grand Hyatt, so that we are able to synergize and able to take on more business, more quality business, and then, whatever some events that maybe we can't host due to our calendar, we can have them host at the Grand Hyatt. So it's definitely going to be a symbiotic relationship for sure.
That's amazing. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the Miami Beach Chamber of Commerce. So as we established earlier, Sodexo Live is this sort of national, it's not sort of, it is this national, it's not sort of, it's a national company, but it's also, like you said, it was founded by two sisters. It's a unique organization. And when I look at your role in the community, Sodexo Live just being such a large player in this space and being, a national company, but you are such strong partners and members of like your local chamber of commerce. And a lot of people think that chambers of commerce are only really for small businesses, but we say it's our strong partnerships with the pillars in the community, like our corporate sponsors, that really help propel and move the organization forward. So I know why we love having you as a member, but talk to me about the value that you get from being, because I mean, Sodexo Live does not, for lack of a better word, need the Chamber of Commerce in order to get its name or its brand out there, but you still are partnering with us. And so explain to me why that's important for your company.
Yeah. For me personally, I've always worked for very like private companies, so it's been definitely an eye opener coming into this role and seeing and working with the community and tapping into all of that. I think it's incredibly important for us to amplify other businesses' message, because at the end of the day, we want to involve those community leaders. We want to raise every business that's around, because at the end of the day, we're all uplifting each other. And so whatever Sodexo or Sodexo Live can do to help amplify that message, I think is incredibly important. And I've definitely seen that over the last 2 years. Having the privilege of being general manager here and working with the chamber and working with you, Brittnie, has been quite a pleasure, and I look forward to doing more.
We've been in lockstep, because I've been president and CEO of the chamber for 2 years as well too. So we were just kind of like on this journey together, Randy. I'm going to go off script a little bit and then ask you so in the past 2 years, what's been your favorite event to work with? Like they were like, Randy, like do whatever the heck you want to do. Just go run wild, surprise us. You've got full creative liberty. I don't know if anyone's ever told you that. Maybe not. But what's been your favorite event to run the food and beverage operate, or maybe not even like event, but like time frame, period, whatever the case may be? You can't use the cocktail menu at the Rum Room though.
No. Okay. No, don't worry. I got another one.
Okay.
So hands down, Florida SuperCon.
Oh, okay. Tell me more. Tell me more.
It's the event that we look forward to the most every year. It's a huge retail event, so a lot of concessions. And they're just a great client to work with, and they really give us carte blanche to just kind of have fun and do more activations. So
and I can't imagine how much fun you must have with that.
So much fun, especially because it's in the middle of the summer and it's a little bit quiet,
slower,
as everyone knows.
So you can really focus in.
Yeah. So we've done some great, themed frozen cocktails based off of different superheroes.
Oh my gosh.
We did a whole, chicken and waffle stand that was, based off of like a certain Marvel character. Superman popcorn. I mean, they just let us be as creative as we want to be. So the team really looks forward to that. And it's the show definitely where I have the most fun, for sure.
Oh my goodness. Well, that sounds like a ton of fun. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now I'm definitely going to have to swing by there just to check out the food and beverage.
Yeah.
I love a good themed menu.
Mm-hmm.
Like anytime, I love a good theme just in general. Like I never met a theme that I didn't like, but when you incorporate that, I think that a lot of people, when they think about doing these events and when they think about doing, whether it's a large scale convention or it's even just a small event or a small dinner and like everything in between, a lot of the times there's a lot of focus on the theme of the decor and the attire and the costumes and the entertainment, and all of that plays into the theme. But when you can combine that with also being like a culinary experience with your theme, I think that's incredible. So we need to do more of those. We need to push more of those. And I think that's really, really great. If you're looking to book a large event, small event, a major convention, or an intimate dinner, all of those options are available to you at the convention center. It's not just for these like ridiculously large events. It's everything in between as well. And Randy and his team will work really closely with you to make sure that you have an amazing, amazing experience, especially on the culinary side as well. Okay, we're going to have to wrap it up so that we can go offline and talk a lot about cocktails. But it'll bring you back for just like a cocktail session.
Yes.
But we're going to have to wrap it up. The last question that I always ask my guests is if you can go back in time and talk to your younger self and give yourself a piece of advice or some guidance, what would you say?
I would say don't pigeonhole yourself into one path. Things will change. Be open to change. And don't feel like you have to stick to any one certain route, because I never thought in a million years I'd be working in the convention center, and here I am, and I love it, and wouldn't ask for anything else. So Yeah.
I wonder if we can go back and find the Randy that walked into Houston's and said, I want to work here, and talk to him then and be like, do you know that in like a few years, you're going to be running food and beverage operations, one of the major venues in Miami-Dade County,
Nope.
and custom creating menus and working on incredible culinary experiences. That's amazing. So do not be afraid of change. That's Randy's like, those are his parting words to you. Don't be afraid of change. Be open to it. Don't pigeonhole yourself into any one thing, because you never know where life is going to lead. And I think that's an amazing message to carry with us. So thank you so much for this incredible interview. Thank you guys for joining and watching another episode of Business Beyond the Beach in partnership with our friends here at Miami Community Newspapers. Stay tuned for another episode next week.